There's something swimming! It's coming right for you! Carvanha! It's a Carvanha! Sweetheart, there are no Carvanhas in Kanto.
Don't tell the kid that. Of course there's Carvanhas in Kanto. No, she's right. They're actually native to the Hoenn region.
Ah! It's right behind you! Run! For the last time, honey, there are no Carvanhas in Kanto.
My butt! My butt! Something's bit my butt! What is it?
It's a Carvanha! With that reenactment of the piranha scene from Tarzan over, let's get into this week's run. Starting with the rules. 1. I can only use Carvanha in battle. I can catch other Pokemon for HMs or to acquire items, but I can't use them in battle. 2. No items in battle. However, held items are okay. 3. No glitches or exploits. 4. No double team until level 100, aka hopefully ever. So, Carvanha's stats are as followed. It has a total of 305 base stats, and it has a beastly 90 attack with a pretty good special attack and speed of 65. Unfortunately, it's lacking in the defensive areas. It has a modest 45 for HP and a terrible 20 for both defense and special defense. I predict that as long as Carvanha can outspeed, it's going to do great, but if it gets outsped, then it's going to get one-shot. For this week's run, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Squirtle with Carvanha, so we can do the whole run with it. This will give my rival Bulbasaur, which will give it an advantage in the long run. The first rival battle gives us the early lead, though. Carvanha has access to a 60 power stab special attack. Stab meaning same type attack bonus. Basically, it hits for an extra 50% because it has the same type as the Pokemon using it. I use it on the first attack, and it does almost half his HP and flinches him so that he can't attack this turn. On turn 2, I bite again, bringing him to the red and flinching him once again. I bite one more time and finish him off. Unfortunately, Carvanha is part of the slow level up category, so we only get half a level from winning this fight. Now that our first battle is out of the way, let's talk a little bit about Carvanha's move pool while I take care of some errands. Carvanha gets access to 2 of the strongest Dark-type moves with Bite from the start and 80 power Crunch at level 22. The only move of note here is Takedown, which he gets at level 31. Unfortunately, Game Freak didn't think to give this water type a single water move to learn via level up. Luckily for us, Carvanha can learn Water Pulse via TM after beating Misty, and Surf via HM after making it to the Safari Zone. It also gets access to 102 power normal type move Return once we make it to Lavender Town, and the 90 power Ice Beam for 4,000 coins in the game corner. The remaining moves are up on the screen for anyone who might be interested. After taking care of some errands, I take on the optional rival at level 9. He sends out Pidgey, and my bite hits him for half and causes him to flinch. I bite again, and Pidgey goes down without making a single move. Out next is Bulbasaur. I bite again, and it does about a third, and for the 4th time in a row, I get a flinch. My next bite takes him to the red, and he lands a tackle for 6 damage. One thing I didn't mention earlier is that Carvanha's ability Rough Skin causes attacking Pokemon to take 1/16 of the damage that they do to me with any move that makes physical contact. I'm not going to know every time that this happens during a battle, but when it ends up being significant, I will make sure to make note of it. On the next turn, I use Bite again and knock Bulbasaur out. With that over, I should take the rival's advice, quit dawdling, and get a move on. After making my way through the Verdian Forest, I knock out the Light Years trainer in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Then I heal up and save. It's time for Brock. He starts with Geodude. My first bite does more than half as he uses Defense Curl, and my second bite takes him out. Onix is next. He outspeeds with Bind for 6 HP as my bite does just under half. He binds again and my second bite takes him into the red. His next turn he takes me into the yellow with a tackle, but I'm able to finish him off with another bite. I think if he had just used tackle each time, I would have lost, but I definitely won't complain about him going easy on me. From here, I make my way through Mount Moon. On my way through though, I made the Mah-Dry-Bread fossil meme. I knew that if I didn't show you what I took, you'd all ask. Actually, now that I think about it, everyone asks anyway. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. At level 20, I make it to Cerulean City and give Rival 2 a try. He starts with Pidgeotto. I'm able to knock it out without losing any HP, but he does lower my accuracy once with a sand attack. Bulbasaur is next. My first bite does just under half as he misses a Sleep Powder. On the next turn, I miss a bite and he misses a Sleep Powder again. After that, Bite takes him to the red, but he finally lands a Sleep Powder. On the next turn, he one-shots me with a super effective Vine Whip. On my next attempt, I get the flinch on Pidgeotto and am able to take him out without taking damage or losing accuracy. When Bulbasaur comes out, I land a bite for just under half as he Vine Whips me into the red. Luckily, my berry heals me back up to about a third. My next bite fails to flinch though, and he takes me out with another Vine Whip. I try a few more times, but the one time I got past Bulbasaur, Rattata finished me off with a priority quick attack. I tried Misty as well, but my defenses just aren't high enough. Because of this, I train until I'm just about to hit level 22, and then I give Rival 2 another go. This time I'm able to knock Pidgeotto out without incident. The XP I get levels me up to 22, and I learn Crunch in place of Leer. When Bulbasaur comes out, Crunch takes him into the yellow as Vine Whip does the same to me. My next Crunch knocks him out though. Rattata is out third. It lands a priority quick attack, but I survive with 13 HP, and my Crunch one-shots him. Out last is Abra. A super effective stab Crunch takes him out in a single turn. I definitely didn't think I was going to need level 22 just to get through Rival 2 or Misty, but here we are. From there, I knock out trainers on Nugget Bridge, making sure to stop before the trainer that has the Mankey. Now that I'm level 23, I heal up and head back to Misty. Before I get there, I remember that Water Pulse has a chance to confuse. Because of this, I equip a berry, and then I start the fight. For Misty, I give her star Pokemon the 1-2 punch as Crunch takes them both out with a single hit. With that, I hit level 24, teach Carvanha the TM for Water Pulse, and move on. Because Rival 2 and Misty required me to be level 22 and 23 to beat them, I decide that from here on out, my paper-thin defenses are going to require me to beat every trainer that I won't have the opportunity to battle again if I were to skip them. Because of this, I clear out the trainers on the SSN. While I do that, this would be a great time to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video. I plan to have new LeafGreen challenges coming out every Poke Monday. Once I've taken them out, I head over to Rival 3. Pidgeotto's out first. Stab Crunch leaves him with a sliver as Gust hits me for 18 HP. On the next turn, he goes for priority quick attack and knocks himself out on my rough skin. Ivysaur's next. I go for Crunch and it crits, knocking him out in one hit and granting me level 30. His hack to level 16 Raticate's third. Stab Crunch takes him out before he can even attack. I guess that's what he gets for hacking. Kadabra's last. A single stab super effective Crunch knocks him out. With that, I make my way to the captain and teach Farfetch Cut. After that, I train some more and then head to the Vermilion City Gym. And now, for your viewing pleasure, the stupidest gym puzzle ever made. Yep, it took almost an entire 2 minutes of clicking trash cans. All I can say is, there's only trash in here. I equip a Cherry Berry and take on Surge. Voltorb goes a 1. I level up. Pikachu goes a 2. And Raichu goes a oh, crap. Okay, well, let's try that again. Alright, Voltorb goes a 1. I level up. Pikachu goes a 2. Nice. And Raichu goes a okay. Well, I guess we're doing it the hard way. I head to the route to the east and train up until I'm just about to hit level 33, then I head back to try again. Attempt 3. Voltorb goes a 1. I hit level 33. Pikachu goes a 2. And Raichu goes, finally, a 3. After Surge, I make my way through the rock tunnel, make a stop south of Lavender Town to teach Carvanha the TM for return, and then head straight for the Rocket Hideout. Along the way, I made sure to battle all the trainers. Based on how things have gone, I know I'm going to need every bit of XP I can get. By the time I finally make it to Giovanni 1, I'm level 42. Because I outspeed, I'm easily able to handle both Onix and Rhyhorn with a doubly super effective Stab Water Pulse. Kangaskhan is out third though, and he won't go down as easy. I start with a Stab Crunch for about a half of his HP as he hits me with a Stab Mega Punch that does 65 damage to me and puts me under a third. I go for another Crunch, and he survives in a sliver. I'm about to hit the reset button when I see Faux Kangaskhan use Tail Whip pop up on the screen. Okay, never mind then. I select Bite, and with that, Giovanni gives up the Sylph Scope. I head out, but I'm super concerned that a level 29 Kangaskhan was able to do so much damage with just one attack, even though I had 13 levels on him. And that wasn't even a super effective move. Ugh. When I get upstairs, I drop 80 grand on game coins so I can teach Carvanha Ice Beam in replace of Bite. Then I head over to the girls only gym and take on Erica. There's not really a whole lot to say about this fight. I've got 15 levels on her Pokemon and a super effective base 90 power and Ice Beam. Carvanha shreds through her Pokemon like a lawnmower and I walk away with a rainbow badge. From there, I head to the Pokemon Tower and take on Rival 4. The battle is mostly uneventful. Pidgeot goes down to a single Crunch, and Ivysaur goes down to a single super effective Ice Beam. His Gyarados survives a Crunch though, and does get a Thrash off, but he just goes down to a second attack. Then his Growlithe and Kadabra both go down to super effective Water Pulse and super effective Crunch respectively. From there I head upstairs and calm the spirit of the Marowak by knocking it out. Perfect logic as it was restless from being killed. Don't question it. This event always made me wonder why Marowak wasn't a part Ghost type in this game. Oh well, I guess Sun and Moon eventually made up for that, even if it was, 6 generations later. Next I head to Silphco and spend the next 13.5 real minutes clearing the building. After all the other floors are clear, I make it to Rival 5 at level 52. Be honest, do you think I'm over leveled? He starts with Pidgeot. A super effective Ice Beam does take it out. Next is Venusaur. I use super effective Ice Beam, and it only knocks it into the yellow. He responds with a super effective Stab Razor Leaf, and it takes me out in a single hit. That wasn't even a crit! One reset later, and Ice Beam is taking out Pidgeot once again. Venusaur's back out. Ice Beam hits, and I get the 10% Freeze Luck, which stops his attack. A second Ice Beam takes him out. Thank God. Third is Gyarados. Stab Crunch does half as he responds with Dragon Rage. Another Crunch knocks him out though. Growlithe and Alakazam make a brief appearance, but super effective moves manage to one-shot them both. I know this fight looked easy, but I really don't think I was going to make it past Venusaur unless I got a freeze or a crit when I was attacking him, so I really did luck out there. Giovanni 2 is next though. He starts with Nidorino. Stab Crunch takes him to the red as his Fury Attack knocks himself out on my rough skin. Gotta love it. Nidoqueen is second. Because it has the added ground type, I go for super effective Stab Water Pulse and it crits, knocking her out in a single attack. Kangaskong is next, and I'm a little worried about how hard he hit me last time. Crunch hits him to the yellow as he goes for a Tail Whip. Okay, well, guess we're not going to know how much Mega Punch would have done this time as my next attack takes him out. Rhyhorn's last, but he blasts off at the speed of light from a single Water Pulse. After examining the Giovanni-shaped hole in the ceiling, I forget about Sabrina completely and head to the Safari Zone. I speed through it and replace Water Pulse with Surf and then head over to Koga. I clear the path over to him, equip a Poison Cure Berry, and then I make fun of his cape. This angers him a little bit though, so he sends out a Coffin. A small 20 level advantage means that Surf takes it out in a single hit. Muck is out second. Though he has higher special defense, I try a Surf since it's a stab move, but it does just over half. In retrospect, I think Return would have done more, potentially even one-shotting it. Either way, he only goes for Acid Armor, and so I knock him out with a second Surf. His second Coffin comes out briefly, but gets washed away by another Surf. Weezing is last. Surf takes it to the red as he lands a Stab Sludge for almost half my health. He heals twice, but at this point the fight's over. I spam Surf until he finally goes down. Even with a 20 level lead, I'm scared by how much that single hit just did to me. Oof. I head out of the gym to go get my rare candy and realize I never fought Sabrina. I backtrack to Saffron, save, and take her on. As a dark type, psychic moves can't hit me. Because of this, the only Pokemon she has that could even damage me is Venomoth. Unfortunately for her, I outspeed and Stab Surf one-shots it. Her other 3 Pokemon never stood a chance, as super effective Stab Crunch took them all down. After Sabrina, I surfed to Cinnabar Island from Pallet Town. I tried to enter the gym, but for some reason the leader hid the key in a burned down mansion. I have to say, this feels like it's against the Poke League rules, not to mention child endangerment, but I make my way through and grab the key. Once inside the gym, I knock out the fire trainers for some free XP, and now it's time for the Fire Master himself. Blaine starts with Growlithe. I wave at the fire puppy, and he faints. Out next is an adorable fire pony. I try to wave at it, but it also faints. Just then, a majestic fire unicorn comes out. But it turns out he doesn't like surfing either and gets knocked out. Last is Arcanine. I use Surf, but it survives and takes me out with a single Fire Blast. Wait, no it didn't. That was a future Sneasel battle. Carvanha Surf one-shot it. My bad. Spoiler alert for a future video. After Blaine, I speed over to Giovanni. All of his Pokemon are ground type, so I expect Surf to take them out in a single hit just like they did for Blaine. Rhyhorn comes out. A 1. Nidoqueen is next. A 2. Nidoking is third. A 3. Dugtrio, a 4. And his second Rhyhorn comes out. A 5. 5 serfs! Ah ha ha. The leader of the criminal organization admits that I, a 10-year-old child, has convinced him to end his life of crime. If this was a true crime show, I definitely would have ended up lying on the ground outside of his gym, just like that poisoned old man at the start of the game. Anyways, I head out of the gym and run towards the Pokemon League gate and Rival 6. He starts with Pidgeot. I use super effective Ice Beam, but he hangs on with the Sliver and hits back with the Stab Wing attack for more than a third of my health. Rough Skin activates though, and he knocks himself out. Venusaur is next. I go for another super effective Ice Beam, but it only does half of his HP. He fires back with a critical hit, stab, super effective Razor Leaf, and I go down. No, the critical hit did not matter. I reset and fly over to Kanto's East Coast. I head down the docks on Route 12 and battle all the trainers until I run out of PP.
A few minutes later.
When all is said and done, I'm just shy of level 66. I head back to Viridian, heal up, and give Rival 6 another go. This time, super effective Ice Beam is able to knock out Pidgeot and I hit level 66. Venusaur's next. Super effective Ice Beam does just over half as super effective Stab Razor Leaf hits and knocks me out again. I reset the game, and Razor Leaf knocks me out again. Reset again, and Razor Leaf knocks me out yet again. Oh wait, what? He's frozen? Alright, cool. I Ice Beam and knock him out. Third is Rhyhorn. Doubly super effective, Stab Surf takes him out. Gyarados is next. I go for a Stab Crunch, and it does half, as he only goes for a Leer. Another Crunch, and the Water Snake faints. Fifth is Growlithe. Stab Surf washes him away. Last is Alakazam. A Stab super effective Crunch takes him out. As I head through Victory Road, I think I head to the Elite Four. Even though Lorelei is an Ice Trainer, I'm worried that her Pokemon are too bulky for Carvanha to take out fast enough. I don't have good HP or defensive stats, so even if 2 or 3 of her Pokemon survive a hit, I'm probably done for. And if I do get through her, Bruno has 3 quick fighting types that can easily one-shot me with a super effective move. I'm not too worried about Agatha, as her Ghosts and Golbat should go down quick, and I think I can survive a hit from Arbok. The only worry for Lance is whether or not I outspeed Aerodactyl and Dragonite. If I do, I'll be fine. If I don't, I'm probably dead. And when it comes to the champion, I think Venusaur swaps out Razor Leaf for the 2-turn Solar Beam, so I think I should be okay. Alright, enough planning. Let's see how it goes. I save and then use all 10 of my rare candies, which brings me up to level 79. Before I start the Elite Four, my stats are 172 HP, 176 attack, 61 defense, 134 special attack, 48 special defense, and 144 speed. My god, I'm pretty sure Brock's Onix had more defense at level 14 than I currently do. Alright, here we go. Lorelei starts with Dugong. Stab Crunch puts her into yellow, and then she uses a Safeguard. On the next turn, I'm able to knock her out with another Crunch. Cloyster's next. It has super low defense, so I use Crunch and it knocks it out with a single hit. Third is Slowbro. It's part Psychic, so a super effective Crunch is able to one-shot it. Next is Jinx. It's another part Psychic type. This one, however, has super low defense, so I go for Return in order to conserve PP on Crunch. And it goes down in a single hit. Lapras is last. I go for Crunch, which does only a third as she lands an Ice Beam that does 58 damage to me. A second Crunch takes her into the red as she uses Body Slam to get me down to 49 HP. Unfortunately, it paralyzes me, so now she's going to attack first. She heals to full, and of course, I'm fully paralyzed. On the next turn, she finishes me off with an Ice Beam. Well, that's unfortunate. If I hadn't been paralyzed, I would have won. After resetting, I consider swapping out the Dark-type boosting Dark Glasses for a Cherry Berry, but that might result in Lapras being a 4-hit. If she gets 3 turns to attack, I don't know that I live. So I risk it, and I try again without a berry. The fight starts out the same as last time. Crunch takes 2 turns on Dugong, as she only went for another Safeguard. Cloyster fell to a single Crunch, as did Slowbro, and Jinx falls to a single Return, and then I'm back at Lapras. This time I go for Return, which does half her HP as she uses a Confuse Ray. I'm confused, and she also gets healed with her Citrus Berry now. Next, I go for Crunch, hoping it won't put her into Healing Rage as she lands an Ice Beam for 55 damage. Unfortunately, she does heal to full, and I hurt myself in Confusion, which brings me down to 40 HP. I snap out of Confusion, but she finishes me off with a Surf. Alright, I guess I need to worry about being confused now too. Knowing that Return did that much to Lapras, I decide that I'm definitely able to switch out the Black Glasses for a Person Berry so I won't get confused. I make the swap, and then I start the battle again. This time, the fight starts differently as Dugong goes for Surf instead of Safeguard. This means that when I arrive at Lapras, I'm going to have 50 less HP than normal. Cloyster, Slowbro, and Jinx still go the same as usual though, and I'm back at Lapras. My return does half as Body Slam brings me down to the yellow. Another return brings her to the red, however, a second Body Slam from her finishes me off. Ugh, stupid Dewgong. Okay, I can do this. I know I can do this. This time, I swap to a Citrus Berry and try the fight again. This fight starts off the same as the last one. Dewgong lands a Surf, and her other 3 Pokemon are one-shot. Lapras comes out, and I have 118 HP this time. My return does half, and apparently she knows I took off my Person Berry, so she confuses me, as her Citrus Berry heals her a little bit. I break through the confusion, and return takes her into the red, as Ice Beam takes me into the yellow. But my Citrus Berry does bring me back to 93 HP. The next turn she heals to full, and I once again break through confusion with return. Alright, just one more turn. I break through again, and finally the sea monster faints. Okay, so, one challenging member down, one more to go, hopefully? For Bruno, I decide to swap to Quick Claw just in case Hitmonlee might outspeed me. Here's hoping return can one-shot his fighting types. He starts with Onix, so I use Surf, and it one-shots him. Nice. Hitmonchan's next. I hit a return, but it only brings him into the red. He goes for a super effective stab, Sky Uppercut, and it hits, knocking me out. Ugh. I try again. Onix once again goes down to Surf, and this time for Hitmonchan, I try a Stab Surf just to see what it would do compared to return. Unfortunately, it only brings him to the yellow, and another Sky Uppercut takes me out. Unfortunately, there isn't really anything else I can change as far as held items or moves go. I just have to keep trying and hope I either crit or he misses Sky Attack. On try number 4, Onix once again goes down to a Surf, and Hitmonchan comes out. Return brings him to the red, but this time he misses Sky Attack. He heals, and return brings him back to the red, and on the 3rd turn, I knock him out with Ice Beam. Hitmonlee is next. He has less defense, so return should knock him out, and it does. Machamp is up 4th. I start with return, and it does over half, but he lands a super effective Stab Cross Chop, which also happens to crit. Not that that mattered, and I go down once again. Over the next 10 attempts, things don't get much better. I do adjust my strategy, and I use Ice Beam when I'm at Hitmonchan and Machamp, but it's not really changing much. It does give me an extra chance to actually freeze the target instead of just hoping for a crit or for them to miss, but as you can see, things don't get better. You guys remember back at Koga and Blaine when you guys think I was super over-leveled? This is what I was preparing for. I knew that his Pokemon, especially Hitmonchan and Machamp, were just too bulky, and my defense was just too low. On attempt 16, the stars finally align. I get the freeze on Hitmonchan and take it out with return. Hitmonlee comes out, it goes down to return, and then Machamp comes back up. I hit it with return, it does just over half, and then it happens. His Cross Chop finally misses, and I'm able to take it out with a return. After that, his second Onix comes out, and of course, it goes down to a single stab, super effective Surf. I have to say, I know this win was completely luck-based, and I don't know how I feel about it. I really don't want to over-level, because then the rest of the league just becomes a super easy slog, but I don't know what other options I had. I really don't think there's any other moves that I could have tried, nor is there any other items that would have helped me out here. So let me know in the comments below. Is there anything else I could have done? How do you feel about that one? Agatha starts with Gengar. I use Stab, Super Effective Crunch, and it takes it out in a single hit. Golbat's next. I switch to Super Effective Ice Beam, and it crits, knocking her out. Though I'm not sure that that one mattered. Arbok comes out 3rd, and it drops my attack with Intimidate. To do this, I swap over to Stab Surf, which also crits and knocks her out. Okay, I think that crit mattered. I hit level 80 as her second Gengar comes out. I use another Crunch, and it knocks her out again. And got another crit? Where were these during Bruno? I swear to God. Outlast this Haunter. I use Crunch, and it too goes down. Well, that was definitely a nice break after the slog that was Lorelei and Bruno. Let's see what the Dragon Master has in store. Lance starts with Gyarados, which lowers my attack with an Intimidate. Stab Crunch brings him down to half as Twister hits for 31 damage. I use Crunch again, and Gyarados faints. Dragonair comes out 2nd. I go for Super Effective Ice Beam, and it knocks it out in a single hit. He sends out another Dragonair, so I take it out with another Ice Beam. Dragonite is 4th. This one's both Flying and Dragon, so Ice Beam is doubly super effective against it. Needless to say, it gets one shot. Last out is Aerodactyl. It outspeeds and deals 76 damage with Stab Wing Attack, but I retaliate with a Stab Super Effective Surf, and the prehistoric Pokemon is history. It's a good thing Gyarados went for Twister instead of Hyper Beam. I'm not sure I would have survived Aerodactyl's Wing Attack if he had. I heal up, switch my held item back over to the black glasses and save. It's time for the champion. Pidgeot is out first. Super effective Ice Beam brings him to the red as he lands a stab aerial ace for 75 damage. On the next turn, he heals to full and I hit a return for over half his HP. The turn after, I finish him off with a second return. Venusaur is out next. Super effective Ice Beam does about 70% of his HP as he starts absorbing sunlight for a Solar Beam. Unfortunately for him, he won't get to finish the attack as the second Ice Beam knocks him out. Alakazam comes out third. He sets up a Reflect to raise his team's defense, and I land a super effective Stab Crunch that one-shots him. Rhydon comes out fourth. A single stab, doubly super effective Surf washes him out, and I hit level 81. Gyarados comes out next and drops my attack with an Intimidate. Stab Crunch does just under half as he uses Thrash, which crits and knocks me out. Dang, I really thought I had that one. I restart and start the battle right away. This time, Ice Beam high rolls and knocks out Pidgeot in a single attack. Venusaur is out second, and I once again knock him out with 2 Ice Beams as he only starts the Solar Beam. Alakazam is a replay as he sets up a Reflect and then goes down to a single super effective Stab Crunch. Rhydon briefly says hello, but then he opts to spend the rest of the day at the beach. This time when Gyarados comes out, I'm at full HP. Crunch does under half as he goes for Dragon Rage. My next Crunch brings him to the red and lowers his special defense as he uses a second Dragon Rage. The next turn, he heals to full as my Crunch brings him back down to the lower yellow. On the fourth turn, I knock him out with another Crunch. Arcanine is last. I outspeed with a Stab, super effective Surf, and the Fire Doggo goes down. With that, I become the new champion using just a Carvanha. Carvanha finishes with a level of 81 and a game time of 9 hours and 33 minutes, or 2 hours and almost 42 minutes with resets and 4-time game speed. Compared to Umbreon, Carvanha finished 14 in-game minutes faster and 10 real minutes faster, but he was also 8 levels higher. Overall, I think that Carvanha's faster time comes down to the experience that I got from doing the Umbreon challenge, along with the fact that I over-leveled quite a bit in the mid to late game. Because of how I over-leveled and got through using a luck-based strategy for Bruno, I would definitely rank Umbreon above Carvanha, but only slightly. For my next solo challenge, I'll be using Houndour. His stats are a lot better than Carvanha's defensively, but Kanto is notoriously hard for fire types. How do you think it will fare? Will it burn through its competition, or will it go up in smoke? Let me know your predictions in the comments below, and check back next Monday to find out. If you liked this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. If you didn't, hit up the comments and let me know what you'd like to see improved. This is a new series for me, so I'd love to hear your feedback, good or bad. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!